Welcome to another episode of Sports Federation TV. I'm DSTV Ch263, and once again I'll be your host. We've got 4 amazing sports joining us today, 2 combat sports, one being judo and the other boxing. We've also got administrators and athletes from Transplant sport. And if you don't know what transplant sport is, it is a sport that involves people who are recipients of transplants. So it might be relevant to you and somebody you care about. And finally, table tennis will be joining us. Now, Bashoes is in proud partnership with Sports Federation TV. And later on in the show, you'll have a chance once again to win a case of assorted Bashoes school drinks. So please stay tuned for that announcement. Now, first up, Annette and Dick Kruger from the sport of transplant sport. Welcome.
Thank you.
Hello.
Annette and Dick, you are administrators and athletes in the sport. Would you like to give us a little introduction about what exactly you do?
My name is Dick Kruger. I present SATSA, or South African Transplant Sports Association. I'm the treasurer for the national office and also treasurer for the regional office, the Western Cape office. And I'm involved with all the money matters of the association.
And Annette?
Well, I'm the secretary.
The most important person.
And I do the fundraising and our social events.
Okay. Well, you know, for a lot of the people who is watching at home, this might be the first time that they know there's actually a federation specifically catering for people who are recipients of organ donation. So, do you want to give us a little bit of insight into which sports are actually involved or affiliated to your federation?
Well, basically, all these sports codes are represented, like athletes. I myself, I play golf. We've got quite a good golf team. All the field items, athletic field items, like javelin, shot put, and discus. Also tennis, table tennis. We play badminton, that type of sports. No contact sports, unfortunately not.
Okay, no contact sports. And how is the sport administered in the Western Cape?
Well, we work closely through the Sports Federation, of course. You know, one of our biggest donors of money, and we are involved with, you know, we try and promote sports through our association.
So would you work in partnership then with other federations to make sure that your administration is right in terms of the different sports?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so work with their calendars and that kind of thing.
That kind of thing as well, yes.
All right, it's very interesting, of course, because of maybe all the medical restrictions that would come with recovery and also the time period that has to lapse before one can get involved with specific sports. Annette, do you know perhaps how people would hear about this or hear that they actually can come? Where are they hearing that they may come and be involved in this federation?
We try and get the word out, you know, through ads in the paper and talks on TV.
We've got a website.
We have a website.
Okay, you have a website. Do you have a presence on Facebook as well?
Yes, we have a Facebook, Twitter, and what's the other one? Instagram.
Okay. So, in your experience, you've been involved in administration for how long now?
Well, since I started 8 years ago when I had my transplant, I got involved with the administration and the athletic side as well, the sports side of it. I'm a athlete as well, but I enjoy the administration as well.
Okay, administration is also kind of a sport if you, if you think about it.
It can become very sporty, yes, yes.
Okay, so you know, we recently had sporting colleagues on the show from with disabilities or represent administrators for people with disabilities who are involved in sports. Similarly, what kind of stereotypes do you think your federation is breaking?
Sorry, Lynn, just say again.
With stereotypes associated with people who have medical restrictions on them, have you found it difficult in terms of breaking those stereotypes for your athletes with their involvement in the sport?
No, not at all, not at all.
So you've been welcomed with open arms by the different
open arms,
federations?
yes, yes.
Okay.
There's a lot of misconception about transplant as well. A lot of people don't know about it, and hence us being here as well, just to get the word out. Our main objective, of course, is to promote organ donor, and through that we have our sports to tell people, you know, to show them what can be done after a transplant.
So you have a close relationship then with the Organ Donor Foundation of South
Yes, we do.
Africa?
Very,
Try
very
and
close.
promote
Yeah.
organ donation.
Okay, and how do you work with them in order to bring about this awareness?
Well, through our efforts, you know, we make people aware, and of course, you know, once we've got their signature, we introduce them to the Organ Donation Foundation so that they can sign up.
Okay, so it's quite inspiring. What kind of look, with medical advancements, you can practically have almost any body part transplanted these days. What kind of the members in your federation, the recipients of the different organs, what are you looking at?
Well, we've got heart transplants, we've got kidney, we've got liver transplants, we've got lung transplants, we've got stem cell transplants. So there's quite a few transplants. I think there's about 7 organs that they can use.
And you said earlier you kind of steer clear from the contact sports, obviously, for obvious reasons.
For obvious reasons, yes.
So the sports that you are involved with wouldn't be classified as high performance sports generally?
It is specifically with athletic, you know, it's very very competitive. So you can say it's high performance.
For the viewers at home, which codes in athletics are the transplantees involved in?
Basically, it's running, you know, and of course the physical side on javelin, shot put and discus and that type of thing, and the skillful types of playing tennis and badminton, that type of thing. Very fit people as well.
Okay. Yeah, speaking about the sport specifically, the World Transplant Games, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, every second year we have a World Transplant Sports Games, which happens this year in June in Malaga in Spain. And alternatively, every second year we have a national games where people have to qualify to represent the country in the World Transplant Games. I think the next one is in England, in the UK, in 2019. 2019.
So excellent opportunities for travel with your athletes as well.
Right, yes,
Hey. Annette, how is the team preparing for the Transplant Games?
I think very well. They just come back from a training camp where they had professional coaches who evaluated them and were given training programs which they all have to stick to. And I think they all found it very, very, how can I say?
Beneficial to...
Yeah, I think it was very beneficial to all of them.
So, some people watching who may be interested, they might be wondering about restrictions in terms of transplantees. Are there any?
No.
No.
That's good to know. And the resources and costs involved for people participating in the sport, would it be the same, more or less?
Yes.
When you say the cost involved?
Well, for travel, for all those things, maybe they would need specific apparatus.
And
apart from them that take their golf clubs with and cycles.
So it's just sport equipment.
Yeah, just sport
bring
equipment.
yourself.
Yeah, bring yourself. So
but it is costly. I mean, the national office only has limited funding. They can't fund every athlete to the full. So athletes have to try and
fundraise
and make up the difference. That's why we have fundraising days. Each province has fundraising days to raise funds for their athletes.
Okay. And if people wanted to get involved, do they need to get clearance from their medical healthcare providers?
Yes.
Do they?
Yes, yeah, no. The doctor's got to tell you, look, you've got to be
Oh, sorry.
fit and able.
And it's specifically, it's only people who have had transplants that are allowed to be members in your federation.
Yes,
Hey,
yeah.
okay. So there you have it, folks. If you want to get involved in the sport, you can check the Facebook page,
Yeah.
your Facebook page and your
Our
website.
website. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I think Annette has something to say about the upcoming golf day that we have, if you would allow us to
Yes,
just mention.
absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
we have a fundraising golf day on the 26th of May at Pearl Valley Golf Estate out in Paarl. And it's only 4,000 Rand a 4-ball, and it is to raise funds for these athletes to go to Spain.
Okay, so the fundraising event, once again, that date?
26th of May.
26th of May. 4,000 Rand per entry.
4-ball, and that includes your golf cart, your green fees, your halfway house, and your dinner, and obviously prize giving.
And where again will that be held?
Pearl Valley.
Pearl Valley. Oh, stunning venue.
Yes, yes,
Stunning venue. Okay, great. Thank you for joining us. We wish you the best of luck with your federation and may your numbers grow in strength.
Thank you very much.
Well, folks, this transplant sport actually started in 1994, and it was born from an idea of a small group of people who wanted there to be an organization specifically catering for physical activities for those who have been recipients of organ transplants. And as a result now, many years later, they have a fully functioning federation and their athletes can go all over the world. Now, after the break, we'll be back with an exciting other sport, so don't go anywhere.